As we all know, and as I've covered extensively in the past, Donald Trump took nuclear state secrets with him when he went to Mar-a-Lago. We know that he stored them in bathrooms. We know that he stored them on stage in front of where crowds could easily see them and reach them. He stored them on a stage in an event hall that was used multiple times while the documents were still there, completely unsecured. And we know that many, many, many people had access to these, again, documents that are some of the most classified things in the world. And we thought that was the extent of it. I mean, like, that alone, right, is if any one of us, if any normal person had taken those documents and just left them negligently around, we would be like hunted down and shot by like the black ops of the US government, okay? Like it would not be good. That's how serious this is. But it turns out he didn't just store the documents with negligence and he also just blatantly shared that information. Now, a lot of you will be familiar with the interview he was giving to the people editing and writing his book, and how bad that was. Because again, he just went over information. He showed them documents that they were not supposed to see, and that was also very bad. But apparently there was another leak that we are only just finding about now, and it's really bad. Like, really, really bad. In 2021, an investigation has revealed that Donald Trump revealed information about the United States nuclear submarine fleet to an Australian billionaire who was at Mar-a-Lago, including like the amount of ordnance equipped to each submarine, where they traveled, etc., etc., etc. And that Australian billionaire has since gone on to tell so many more people. And this is another just huge thing. And again, I've been telling you guys since a lot of this information's like started coming to light, and since these investigations have developed and these court cases have been levied, I've been telling you Donald Trump is not going to come out of this okay. Like, these are lines that you cannot cross, even if you are a former or even current president. If you're currently the president and you just happen to reveal nuclear state secrets to a random guy from another country, you're I'm sorry, you're not above the law in that respect. But here's just a brief recap from CBS Evening News.
America's submarine fleet is known as the Silent Service. The technology and capabilities of the nuclear ships are among some of the country's closest kept secrets. And now there's an explosive report that former President Donald Trump shared those secrets with a foreign citizen, Australian billionaire Anthony Pratt. Well, tonight, CBS's Catherine Herridge talks to Trump's former defense secretary about the risks of discussing that kind of classified information.
Anthony is one of the most successful men in the world, perhaps Australia's most successful man, as they say.
CBS News has learned that discussions between Australian billionaire Anthony Pratt and former President Donald Trump at Mar-a-Lago were probed by special counsel investigators after allegations that Trump may have shared potentially sensitive information about U.S. nuclear submarines. First reported by ABC News, that information may have included the number of nuclear warheads and how close U.S. submarines can get to enemy subs without detection. While some information is publicly available,
how It includes how close these submarines, like how stealthy our submarines are, how many nukes they have, what they can do to defend themselves. Like, bro just like pulled out a blueprint, was like, hey, I'm just gonna go over this for you real quick for no reason.
Former military officials tell CBS News the sub's locations are the crown jewels of U.S. national security.
It's just another example of him being careless, if not reckless, with our most sensitive secrets.
It's also alleged Pratt may have then shared the submarine information with other Australians.
Except it is like highly confidential secret.
Earlier this year, CBS News obtained an audio tape where former President Trump discussed a classified military attack plan on Iran at his New Jersey golf club.
What's the potential ripple effect for national security?
With each telling of the story, people get far less concerned about being discreet or about protecting information.
On Truth Social, Trump called the new claims, quote, false and ridiculous. A spokesman for Pratt's company did not immediately respond. Sources tell CBS News there's no indication that Trump showed Pratt sensitive records, and no charges have been brought by the special counsel. Nora.
Yeah, like, guys, this is...
We turn now to an ABC News exclusive involving former President Trump and nuclear secrets. Sources telling ABC News an Australian billionaire who was friends with Trump has told special counsel Jack Smith's team that the former president shared potentially sensitive information about America's nuclear submarines while at Mar-a-Lago and after Donald Trump left the White House. ABC News learning that billionaire allegedly then shared those U.S.
Yeah, like Ashley can attest to this. This isn't like, you know, in the echelons of like information that is classified. This is information that, like, you know, a number of people you can count on like one hand have access to, and now it's floating around.
Nuclear secrets with dozens of others, including foreign officials, even his own employees. Here's Jonathan Carl.
An Australian billionaire and member of Donald Trump's Mar-a-Lago club has told special counsel Jack Smith's team that the former president told him potentially sensitive information.
Yeah, so this is the other element that we really needed to get to here. This billionaire saying to the FBI, which means that his admissions to the FBI constitute information that is going to be brought up in court. He's done, chat. I like this is people in chat are saying like potentially treason. Like this is I have no idea. There's no precedent for this, of course, but like, you know, he was not authorized to be able to release that information or talk about that ever. You know, that's the kind of thing you memory hole as a president, just so you just never reveal it. I don't, again, when all is said and done here, chat, like, his business empire is going to be dead. His person is going to be in like the deepest, darkest cell we have. And he's gonna he's gonna dig the hole all the way to it.
About the capabilities of America's nuclear submarines. Sources familiar with the matter tell ABC News. The alleged disclosure took place at Mar-a-Lago in April 2021, months after Trump left the White House. The billionaire, Anthony Pratt of U.S.-based Pratt Industries, then shared the information with scores of others, including more than a dozen foreign officials, several of his own employees, and a handful of journalists.
Yeah. So this guy, they found him because he would not shut up about the most classified information in the world that he was just brazenly sharing. And since his company is based in the US, when the FBI came knocking, he sang. He told them everything, chat. He told them everything. Yeah, there are multiple corroborating witnesses, and honestly, given the fact that he shared this information with foreign officials, they probably were like, you're going to tell us everything you know, or we are going to send you to prison for a very long time for violating our laws. And if we can't do it legally, we're gonna have the CIA do it and take you to a black site. You know, like this again. When we're talking about this, when we're talking about national security issues of this caliber, you know, if they can't do what they need to do via, you know, the legal system, the traditional legal system, then they're going to operate outside of it. Like you can say, oh, but you have a right to a fair trial in the United States. I mean, that's true, and right up until you're fucking around with nuclear secrets. Yeah.
According to the sources familiar with the matter, Pratt has been close to Trump for years.
Anthony is one of the most successful men in the world. Perhaps Australia's most successful man, as they say.
According to sources, Pratt told investigators
Also, this man just does not look well.
that when Trump told him the sensitive information, the former president was leaning towards him as if to be discreet, allegedly sharing two critical pieces of information about U.S. nuclear subs: the supposed exact number of nuclear warheads they routinely carry, and exactly how close they supposedly can get to a Russian submarine without being detected. The specific capabilities of America's nuclear submarines is a tightly guarded national security secret. Sources tell ABC News that no sooner had Trump shared the information with Pratt, the Australian billionaire started telling other people. Those sources tell ABC that one of Trump's former employees at Mar-a-Lago told investigators that minutes after Trump spoke to Pratt, he heard the Australian telling someone else what Trump had told him.
He literally couldn't hold on to that information for longer than 10 minutes.
In all, Pratt described what the former president had told him in emails and in conversations with at least 45 others, including...
Holy shit, dude. He just couldn't stop talking about it. This sounds like a crime. Well, LB, yeah. The thing is, Pratt would absolutely be prosecutable for sharing this information. But I'm guessing they're not going to prosecute him specifically because he sang. And they're going to use that information to take down the former president.
6 journalists, 11 of his company's employees, 10 Australian officials, and 3 former Australian prime ministers, the sources told ABC News. The potential disclosure was uncovered as part of the investigation into Trump's alleged mishandling of classified documents, the sources told ABC News. But there is no indication that Trump showed the Australian any of those classified documents. It's unclear if the information Trump allegedly shared with Pratt was accurate, but ABC News was told the investigators asked Pratt not.
Yeah, they're not going to confirm. They're not going to confirm whether or not that's accurate. But guessing it's close enough to accurate that this is becoming a story, right?
To repeat it, suggesting it was too sensitive to share. Although there is no indication that this involved classified documents, it gets to how Trump treated sensitive military secrets. And an indication of how Jack Smith sees this, his investigators have spoken to that Australian billionaire at least twice. Tonight, there is no comment from Donald Trump or from that billionaire, Anthony Pratt. David?
Jonathan Carl and our investigative team working this story. John, thanks as always. Amid the chaos on Capitol Hill, meanwhile, the Speaker of the House, of course, ousted.
Oh yeah. Also, in the middle of all of this, the far right, fascist wing of the Republican Party is basically arguing that Donald Trump should become Speaker of the House. Oh my god, dude. It's really bad, guys. It's really bad. Bad week for the conservatives? True. Great week for not conservatives. But yeah, the New York Times looked into this as well, and apparently, someone who is working the case right now told the New York Times that Pratt is among more than 80 people tapped by prosecutors to be possible witnesses to testify in court against Trump. So this is something that's going to be huge. Absolutely colossal. And just real quick, in case you guys really don't understand the severity of this, in terms of like America's nuclear capabilities, right? Our nuclear submarines are essentially one of the core elements of like nuclear deterrence, right? Because for the most part, a lot of superpowers know where the United States land-based missile systems are, and know that like, oh, the United States has like stealth bombers and transportation aircraft that are able to deploy nuclear weapons. And they know roughly where the airfields for those are, you know? The one thing they don't know are how to locate nuclear submarines, which is what basically allows the United States to ensure kind of a mutually assured destruction scenario. So, yeah, this is the kind of information that could potentially jeopardize like the balance of nuclear power on the planet in a way that could be, potentially catastrophic. Yeah, they're one of the three legs and the most covert. Exactly, Achita CDN.